Welcome back. If you're here, it means you survived part 1 with me. You watched Aria get dragged into a world she never asked for. You saw her forced into an engagement with a man whose family destroyed hers. You witnessed betrayals, bullets, and the revelation that changed everything. Her parents didn't just die. They were murdered for trying to expose the truth. And now, that truth is buried under a cherry tree in Seoul. Waiting. Along with secrets that could destroy everyone. When we left Aria, she was trapped between two impossible choices: trust the man who kidnapped her, or trust the cousin who claims he's trying to save her. The Bratva wants her dead. The grandfather who ordered her father killed is waiting to meet her. And somewhere in the chaos, Aria stopped running and started fighting back. But here's what you don't know yet. The worst betrayals are still coming. The deadliest confrontations haven't happened. And the person Aria trusts most might be the one who destroys her. Before we dive back in, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Korean Dawn right now. Because part 2 is where everything explodes. The secrets. The lies. The love that was never supposed to happen. You do not want to miss a single moment. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's finish what we started. Now, back to the moment that changes everything. The plane descended through clouds like we were falling into hell. Which, in a way, we were. Jaewon sat across from me, still talking about strategy. About how we'd approach his grandfather. About what I should say and shouldn't say. But I wasn't listening anymore. Because Daehoon's words kept echoing in my head. You're in love with her. That's a weakness. And Jaewon hadn't denied it. Aria, he said, pulling me from my thoughts. Are you listening? No. He blinked. What? I'm not listening. Because I need to ask you something first. His expression shifted. Guarded. What? Why did you really choose me? And don't give me the legitimacy answer. Don't give me the strategic answer. I leaned forward. Tell me the truth. The real truth. Silence stretched between us. Then he stood. Moved to the window. Stared out at the city rising beneath us. Because you reminded me of her, he said quietly. Who? Min. My first fiancée. My stomach dropped. You said she died in a car accident. I lied. He turned to face me. She was murdered. In the room I gave you. In the bed where you've been sleeping. The air left my lungs. Why would you? Because I needed you to feel safe. To trust me enough to stay. His jaw clenched. And because some part of me wanted to see if you could survive what she couldn't. You used me as a test? I used you as hope. His voice cracked. Min was soft. Kind. She trusted everyone. And it got her killed. But you're different. You're sharp. Suspicious. You question everything. So I'm her replacement? No. He crossed to me. Knelt in front of my seat. You're nothing like her. That's the point. You're who I needed. Not who I wanted back then. What's the difference? She would have made me happy. You make me better. His hands found mine. You challenge me. Push me. Force me to see things I'd rather ignore. You're not easy. You're not comfortable. But you're real. And after years of living in a world built on lies, you wanted someone who'd call you on your bullshit. Exactly. I should have been angry. Should have felt used. Instead, I felt seen. What happened to her? I asked. Really happened? He took a breath. She found out about some of our operations. The ugly ones. Human trafficking. Drug distribution to schools. She confronted me. Said she'd go to the authorities if I didn't shut them down. And I told her I would. That I needed time. That I'd handle it. His eyes darkened. But someone overheard. Someone who profited from those operations. And they handled it first. Who? I don't know. That's the truth. I've spent 3 years trying to find out who killed her. Who gave the order? Who poisoned her while I was sleeping in the next room? And you think putting me in that same room would, what? Draw them out? I think putting you there, the daughter of the man who tried to expose us, the woman with legitimate family claim, would make them nervous. Make them sloppy. So I am bait. You're everything. He squeezed my hands. Bait. Legitimacy. Hope. Revenge. You're my second chance to get this right. To protect someone. To actually be the man my grandmother thought I could be. What if I don't want to be your redemption arc? Then tell me what you want to be. I looked at him. This man who'd lied and manipulated and dragged me into his nightmare. This man who'd also protected me. Fought beside me. Shown me parts of himself he'd probably never shown anyone. I want to be your equal, I said. Not your test. Not your second chance. Your partner. You already are. Then prove it. No more lies. No more secrets. From this moment forward, if we're doing this, we do it as equals. Agreed. He stood, pulled me up with him. Starting now. Full transparency. Starting now, I echoed. The plane touched down. Our moment of honesty ended. Reality crashed back. One more thing, I said as we prepared to disembark. What? If your grandfather tries to hurt me. He won't. But if he does? Jawan's expression went cold. Hard. Dangerous. Then I'll kill him myself. The certainty in his voice should have scared me. Instead, it felt like safety. The estate looked different in evening light. Less fortress. More mausoleum. Like we were walking into a tomb instead of a home. Minji waited at the entrance. Battered. Bruised. But standing. Her eyes met mine, and I saw it. The calculation. The survival instinct. She'd betrayed us. Been caught. And now she was waiting to see which way the wind would blow. He's in the study, she said to Jawan. Voice flat. Empty. We followed her through halls that felt too quiet. Too still. Like the house was holding its breath. At the study door, Minji knocked once. Enter. We did. Kam Mensik sat behind his desk. Smaller than I remembered. Frielier. But his eyes sharp as ever. Missing nothing. Grandson, he said. Then to me, and the prodigal daughter. I was never prodigal, I replied. No. You were stolen. By circumstance. By my decisions. He gestured to chairs. Sit. We have much to discuss. We sat. The old man studied me for a long moment. You have your father's eyes, he said finally. But your mother's fire. You never knew my mother. I knew her enough to fear her. He leaned forward. She was the only person who ever made me reconsider my choices. The only one who looked at me and saw not power, but cowardice. She was right. Yes. She was. He glanced at Jawan. You've told her? About men? Yes. And about your true intentions? Some of them. Tell her the rest. Jawan tensed beside me. What rest? I demanded. The old man smiled thin, knowing. Tell her why you really tracked her down. Why you couldn't just choose any legitimate family member. Why it had to be her specifically. Grandfather. Tell her. Or I will. Silence stretched like razor wire. Then Jawan said, very quietly, because I was there. Where? I asked, though some part of me already knew. The night your mother died. I was 17. Home from university for the weekend. His voice went hollow. I heard the argument. Your mother and Park Sang-woo. She was threatening to expose everything. He was trying to convince her not to. My blood went cold. You watched him kill her? I watched him tamper with her car. And I did nothing. His hands fisted on his knees. I was 17. Scared. Convinced that if I intervened, I'd be next. So I stayed hidden. And I watched him condemn her to death. You let her die. Yes. The admission hung in the air. And you've spent the last decade trying to atone, I said slowly. I've spent the last decade trying to find the courage she had. To do what she tried to do. To expose the rot. Dismantle the empire. Make her death mean something. By using me. By honoring her through you. He finally looked at me. You were never just bait, Aria. You were my penance. My chance to protect her daughter the way I failed to protect her. I should have hit him. Should have walked out. Instead, I asked, did you love her? He flinched. What? My mother. Did you love her? I was 17. She was married. He stopped. Started again. Yes. In the way a boy loves an impossible dream. In the way you love someone who represents everything you wish you could be. And when she died, I became my grandfather's weapon. Because it was easier than becoming the man she believed I could be. The old man cleared his throat. Touching confessions. But we have more pressing matters. He pulled out a file. Set it on the desk. Park Sang-woo has been very forthcoming during his interrogation. What did he say? Jae-won asked. That your mother's death wasn't approved. That he acted alone, hoping to gain favor. The old man's expression darkened. That he's been running his own operation for 20 years. Skimming profits. Building his own network. Using our name as cover. And you didn't know? I asked skeptically. I knew he was ambitious. I didn't know he was foolish enough to betray me. He opened the file. He's given us names. Locations. Account numbers. Everything we need to dismantle his network. In exchange for what? Jae-won asked. His life. No, I said immediately. Both men looked at me. He murdered my mother. Drove my father into hiding. Tried to kill me. I stood. He doesn't get to bargain his way out. Aria, Jae-won started. No. This isn't negotiable. I looked at the old man. You want my cooperation? You want me to play the dutiful granddaughter-in-law? Then he pays. Fully. Publicly. Public prosecution means exposure, the old man said. Everything comes out. Our operations. Our history. All of it. Good. You'd destroy us to punish him? I'd expose the truth to honor her. Silence. Then the old man smiled. Actually smiled. You really are her daughter. He closed the file. Very well. Park Sang-woo faces full prosecution. Public trial. All evidence presented. And the rest of your operations? Will be dismantled. As agreed. But it takes time. I'll give you 6 months. To clean up. To transition. To become legitimate. I met his eyes. And if you're not making progress, if I find out you're still profiting from trafficking, from drugs, from weapons, I release everything. To everyone. And let the world tear you apart. That's quite a threat. That's a promise. He studied me for a long moment. Then extended his hand. Deal. I shook it. Felt his grip, weak but determined. Your mother would be proud, he said quietly. My mother would want you dead. Yes. She would. He released my hand. Fortunately for me, you're more strategic than she was. Don't mistake strategy for forgiveness. I wouldn't dream of it. Jaiwan stood. We should go. Let you rest. Before you do, the old man pulled out another document. The engagement party. Tomorrow night. 300 guests. Half of whom want you dead. We'll handle it, Jaiwan said. Will you? The old man's gaze shifted to me. Because they're not just coming for your life, Aria. They're coming for your credibility. Your legitimacy. They'll try to prove you're a spy. A plant. A threat. Let them try. They'll use your past against you. Your father's crimes. Your mother's accusations. Everything. Then I'll use the truth as my defense. Truth is a weak shield in this world. Then I'll make it a weapon. The old man laughed, soft, wheezing. She really is perfect for you, he said to Jaiwan. I know. We moved toward the door. One more thing, the old man called. We turned. Min's killer. I know who it was. The room went cold. Who? Jaiwan demanded. Minji's daughter. The one who was supposed to marry you. He said it so casually. She poisoned Min out of jealousy. Out of ambition. Out of a belief that if Min died, you'd return to her. Where is she now? Jaiwan's voice was deadly calm. Dead. Car accident. 2 years ago. The old man's expression was unreadable. Very tragic. Very convenient. The implication hung in the air. You had her killed, I said. I had justice delivered. There's a difference. Not to her family. Her family understood. Eventually. He looked at Jaiwan. I did for Min what I failed to do for your grandmother. I found her killer. And I made sure she paid. And you never told me, Jaiwan said. Because you would have tried to stop me. Would have insisted on evidence and trials and procedures. The old man's voice hardened. Sometimes, justice requires blood. Your grandmother taught me that. The night she died protecting you. Jaiwan's hands fisted at his sides. We're leaving, he said. Run away. That's what you do best. I'm walking away. There's a difference. We left him there. In his study. With his secrets and his sins. In the hallway, I grabbed Jaiwan's arm. Are you okay? He killed someone. For me. Without telling me. He got revenge. For Min. It's not the same as justice. In his world, it is. Jaiwan looked at me. Is that the world you want to live in? No. But it's the world we're in. For now. I took his hand. So we survive it. And we change it. Like we promised. He pulled me close. Pressed his forehead to mine. I'm sorry. For all of it. For bringing you into this. For every lie. Every manipulation. I know. Do you forgive me? Ask me again when this is over. Fair enough. We stood there. In a hallway filled with ghosts. Planning for a party that might kill us. And I realized something. I wasn't scared anymore. I was ready. The dress Hannah brought was white. Pure white. Like a bride. Like a sacrifice. Like a dare. You're sure about this? She asked, zipping me up. No. But I'm doing it anyway. That's either brave or stupid. Why not both? She almost smiled. Then her expression shifted. Serious. There's something you need to know. What? Daehoon contacted me again. Last night. My stomach tightened. What did he say? That the attack tonight won't come from outside. It'll come from inside. She met my eyes in the mirror. Someone at this party, someone you think is safe, is planning to kill you. Who? He didn't know. Or wouldn't say. She finished with my hair. But he said to watch the people closest to you. That betrayal tastes like family. That's cryptic. That's Dehun. A knock. Jaiwan's pattern. Hannah left. He entered and stopped. Just stopped and stared. What? I asked. You look. He crossed to me. Like everything I don't deserve. Good thing you're not trying to deserve me. Just trying to survive with me. Is there a difference? We're about to find out. He pulled out a velvet box. Opened it. A necklace. Diamonds. Beautiful. Expensive. And familiar. That's my grandmother's. The one she wore the night she died. He moved behind me. She told me once that it made her feel brave. That wearing it reminded her what she was fighting for. And what was she fighting for? You. He fastened the clasp. Not you specifically. But the idea of you. The future where people like you could exist without fear. That's a lot of pressure for a necklace. That's a lot of pressure for a person. His hands rested on my shoulders. But you carry it well. I'm terrified. Good. Fear means you're paying attention. What if something goes wrong? Then we handle it. Together. What if I freeze? What if I can't? He turned me to face him. Cupped my face in his hands. Listen to me. You walked into my world with nothing but fury and survival instinct. You negotiated with my grandfather. You faced down the Bratva. You're still standing. His thumb brushed my cheek. You don't freeze, Aria. You fight. It's who you are. How do you know? Because you're still here. With me. When you could have run 100 times. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe you're exactly where you're supposed to be. He kissed me. Soft. Gentle. Like I was something precious. When he pulled back, his eyes were dark with something I couldn't name. Whatever happens tonight, he said, know that I don't. I pressed my fingers to his lips. Don't say it now. Say it when we survive. When. Not if. When. Another knock. Urgent this time. Dehun's voice, we have a problem. Jaiwan opened the door. Dehun stood there, dressed for the party, looking grim. The Bratva is here. Early. They breached the guest list. How many? Jaiwan demanded. At least 6 that I've identified. Probably more. He looked at me. They're not here to negotiate, Aria. They're here to end this. Then let's give them an ending they won't forget. Both men stared at me. What? I asked. You're smiling, Dehun said. Am I? Like you're looking forward to this. Maybe I am. I moved toward the door. I'm done being scared. Done being the victim. If they want me dead, let them try. That's insane, Dehun said. That's survival, Jaiwan corrected. He offered his arm. Shall we? I took it. Let's go make history. The ballroom was magnificent. And full of enemies. I felt them watching as we entered. Every eye tracking my movement. Calculating. Assessing. Looking for weakness. They wouldn't find it. Jaiwan's hand rested on my lower back. Possessive. Protective. We moved through the crowd. Smiling. Nodding. Playing the perfect couple. 2 o'clock, Jaiwan murmured. Bratva. Tall. Scar on his left cheek. I glanced. Saw him. Smiled anyway. 6 o'clock. Chinese Mafia. The woman in red. I nodded. Kept smiling. 10 o'clock. Yakuza. 3 of them. I see them. You're doing great. I'm pretending. Same thing. We reached the stage. Where the old man waited. Wheelchair. Oxygen now. Dying faster than anyone wanted to admit. Showtime, Jaiwan whispered. I nodded. He led me onto the stage. The room fell silent. Thank you all for coming, Jaiwan began. I scanned the crowd. Looking for threats. For anyone moving wrong. Reaching wrong. Dae-hoon stood near the back. Eyes sharp. Watching everything. Security positioned at every exit. Every window. But something felt wrong. Too easy. Too controlled. Someone at this party, someone you think is safe, is planning to kill you. I looked at the people closest to the stage. Minji. Battered but present. Hannah. Elegant. Calm. The old man. Dying but alert. And my breath caught. There. In the third row. Park Sang-woo. Free. Dressed in a suit. Smiling. Jaiwan felt me tense. What? He whispered. Park. Third row. How is he here? Jaiwan's expression went cold. He signaled security. But Park just smiled wider. Then raised his hands. Showing us the detonator in his palm. The room exploded into chaos. You're halfway through part 2, and if your heart is racing right now, imagine how it feels to wait for what happens next. Don't let that be you. Subscribe to the Korean Dawn right now so you'll hear the moment the next story drops. We're not slowing down, we're just getting started. Hit that subscribe button and let's keep going. Nobody move, Park Sang-woo said calmly. The room froze. 300 people. All staring at the device in his hand. This building is wired, he continued. Explosives in the foundation. In the walls. Enough to bring it all down. You're bluffing, Jaiwan said. Am I? Park pressed a button. A small explosion rocked the east wing. Smoke. Screams. That was a demonstration. The next one is the real thing. He looked at me. Unless Aria gives me what I want. What do you want? I asked, voice steady despite the terror coursing through me. The evidence. All of it. And the access codes your father stole. I don't have them. Yes, you do. Your father told me before he died. Told me he'd embedded them in something only you would understand. Park's smile was vicious. The cherry blossoms. The garden. The code he gave you. I don't know what you're talking about. Then we all die. His finger hovered over the trigger. You have 60 seconds. Starting now. The room erupted. People pushing toward exits. Security trying to maintain order. Jaiwan grabbed me. We need to get you out. If I leave, he triggers it. If you stay, he kills you anyway. Then we find another option. I looked at Park. At the madness in his eyes. At a man who'd murdered my mother and now wanted to complete his work by destroying me. I'll give you what you want, I called out. The room went quiet. Aria, no, Jaiwan started. But not here. Not with all these people watching. I moved toward Park. Just you and me. In private. I'll tell you everything. You think I'm stupid? I think you're desperate. And desperate men make mistakes. I smiled. Like not checking if your detonator actually works. His expression flickered. Uncertain. What? You said you wired this building. But you've been in custody for days. When did you have time? I took another step. Unless someone helped you. Someone with access. Someone who wanted me dead as much as you do. You're stalling. I'm thinking. There's a difference. I looked around the room. Who helped you, Park? Who betrayed us? Aria, Jaiwan warned. But I was already moving. Toward Park. Toward the truth. Was it Minji? She had motive. Access. Opportunity. Minji's face went pale. Was it Hannah? She's been in our home. Our room. She knew everything. Hannah backed away. Or was it, I stopped. Stared. At Daehoon. Who was smiling. Finally figured it out, he said. My blood went cold. You? Me. He pulled out a gun. I'm sorry, cousin. But some debts can't be repaid. Only transferred. What are you talking about? Your father. My father. They didn't just steal from the Khan family. They stole from the Bratva. And when they died, that debt passed to us. He aimed the gun at me. Park offered me a deal. Help him kill you. Clear my father's debt. Start fresh. You're going to murder me for money? I'm going to murder you for survival. There's a difference. Jaiwan moved between us. You'll have to go through me first. Happy to. Daehoon adjusted his aim. Then the lights went out. Gunshots in the darkness. Screaming. Running. Chaos. Jaiwan grabbed me. Pulled me down behind the stage. Stay low, he hissed. More gunshots. Return fire. Emergency lights kicked on. Red. Pulsing. Through the chaos, I saw Daehoon. Fighting with security. Park. Running toward an exit. And the old man. Slumped in his wheelchair. Not moving. Grandfather. Jaiwan shouted. We ran to him. Blood. So much blood. He's been shot, I said. I know. Jaiwan's voice broke. I know. The old man's eyes opened. Focused on us. Stupid boy, he wheezed. Should have let him shoot her. Shut up. Save your strength. No strength left. He grabbed Jaiwan's hand. Listen. The detonator. It's real. Park wasn't bluffing. Where are the bombs? Everywhere. He had help. From inside. He coughed. Blood on his lips. From me. The world tilted. What? Jaiwan whispered. I arranged it. Months ago. Insurance. If everything fell apart. If we were exposed. Destroy the evidence. And everyone in it. You were going to kill us all? I was going to protect what I built. Even if it meant destroying it. His eyes found mine. But you changed that. Made me want something different. Then help us stop it, I begged. Can't. Once Park activates it, there's no stopping it. He squeezed Jaiwan's hand. You have maybe 10 minutes. Get everyone out. Save who you can. I'm not leaving you. You are. Because that's what survivors do. He looked at me. Take him. Get out. Live the life I never gave him a chance to have. Grandfather. Go. An explosion. Bigger this time. The West Wing collapsed. The building shook. We need to move. Security shouted. Now. Jaiwan looked at his grandfather. At me. At the impossible choice. He's right, I said. We go. We survive. I can't. You can. Because that's what he wants. What he's been preparing you for. I grabbed his face. Made him look at me. We survive. We honor him by living, not dying. Tears in his eyes. Then he nodded. Kissed his grandfather's forehead. I'll make you proud, he whispered. You already do. We ran. Through smoke and chaos and collapsing hallways. Behind us, explosions. Screaming. The building eating itself alive. We burst into the night air. Seconds later, the estate collapsed. Fire and dust and the end of everything the old man had built. I held Jaiwan as he watched his legacy burn. As he mourned the grandfather who'd been monster and mentor and, in the end, sacrifice. I'm sorry, I whispered. So am I. We stood there. Covered in ash. Surrounded by survivors. And I realized, this was it. This was the line between the old world and the new. Between what was and what could be. What now? I asked. Jaiwan looked at me. Ash in his hair. Blood on his face. But alive. Still alive. Now we build something better. The investigation took 3 days. 47 dead. 112 injured. Park Sang-woo's body found in the rubble. Dae-hoon escaped. Vanished. Ghost. And Kang Min-sik, the emperor, burned with his empire. We stood at the edge of the ruins. Police tape everywhere. Investigators combing through ash. They want to question you again, Jaiwan said. I know. We can get lawyers. Delay. Make this. No. I turned to face him. We tell them everything. Every crime. Every conspiracy. Every name. That will destroy what's left. Good. That's the point. He steadied me. You're sure? Your grandfather died trying to protect his empire. I won't honor that by perpetuating it. I took his hand. We burn it all down. Then we build something clean. It'll take years. Then we have work to do. A car approached. Black sedan. Government plates. 2 agents stepped out. Serious. Professional. Mr. Kang. Ms. Kang. We need you to come with us. Are we under arrest? Jaiwan asked. Not yet. But we have questions. And we believe you have answers. We do, I said. All of them. We were taken to a secure facility. Interrogation rooms. Recording devices. And for the next 12 hours, we told them everything. Every account number. Every operation. Every person involved. We held nothing back. When it was over, the lead investigator sat back. Exhausted. This is extensive. This is just the beginning, I said. We have documents. Digital files. Witness testimony. You're willing to testify? Publicly? Against anyone who broke the law. Including us. I looked at Jaiwan. We're not asking for immunity. We're asking for justice. That's unusual. That's the only way this works. Jaiwan leaned forward. You can spend years chasing shadows. Building cases that might not stick. Or you can use us. Use what we know. And actually change something. The investigator exchanged looks with his partner. We'll need to verify everything. Verify away. It's all real. And you understand the consequences? For you? For your family? There is no family anymore. There's just us. And the choice to be better. 3 days later, the arrests began. 50 people. All connected to the operations we'd exposed. Minji. Hannah. Dozens of others. All charged. All facing trials. And in the center of it all, us. The whistleblowers. The traitors. The heroes. Depending on who you asked. Seoul was exactly as I remembered. And completely different. The house where I'd grown up was gone. Replaced by a modern building. But the garden remained. We stood under the cherry tree. Petals falling like snow. This is where it started, I said. This is where it continues, Jaewon corrected. We'd come to say goodbye. To my parents. To the past. To the people we'd been. I'm scared, I admitted. Of what? That we destroyed everything and have nothing to show for it. We have each other. Is that enough? He turned me to face him. It's everything. Pretty words. True words. His hands cupped my face. You gave up safety. I gave up an empire. But we're still standing. Still together. That's not nothing. It feels like nothing sometimes. That's because you're still grieving. For your parents. For the life you thought you'd have. For all the versions of yourself you had to kill to survive. He was right. I'd spent so long running. Fighting. Surviving. I'd forgotten how to just be. What do we do now? I asked. We dig. What? He knelt beside the tree. Started clearing earth with his bare hands. What are you doing? Your father buried something here. Your mother's letter said so. The coordinates you decoded. He kept digging. Let's find out what they left you. I knelt beside him. We dug together. 10 minutes. 20. Then metal. A box. Smaller than the first one. We pulled it free. No lock this time. Just a latch. I opened it. Inside, a USB drive. And another letter. From my father. My hands shook as I unfolded it. Aria. If you're reading this, you found both boxes. You deciphered the code. You survived. I'm so proud of you. This drive contains everything your mother and I gathered. Every crime. Every account. Every secret. But it also contains something else. Hope. We documented everything, yes. But we also documented the good. The people who tried to stop it. The ones who risked everything to do the right thing. Not everyone in that world is corrupt. Some are trapped. Some are trying to change it from within. Use this information wisely. Not just to destroy, but to rebuild. Your mother believed in second chances. In redemption. In the possibility that even the darkest systems could be transformed. I didn't. Not until I had you. Not until I saw what love could create. So here's my final gift to you. A choice. Destroy everything. Burn it all down. Watch them all pay. Or use what you know to transform it. To save the people worth saving. To build something better from the ashes. The choice is yours. It always has been. I love you. Your mother loves you. And we'll be proud of you. No matter what you choose. Dad. Tears streamed down my face. Jaewon read over my shoulder. What do you want to do? He asked quietly. I looked at the USB drive. At the power it represented. At the choice my father had given me. I want to do both, I said finally. Both? Destroy the ones who deserve it. Save the ones who don't. Transform what can be saved. I looked at him. Is that possible? With you? Anything's possible. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. He stood. Pulled me up with him. But if we're doing this, if we're really trying to change the system instead of just burning it down, we'll need help. From who? From the people your father documented. The good ones. The ones who've been trying to change things from inside. Do you trust them? I trust you. And if you say we try, we try. I looked at the cherry tree. At the garden where my mother had hidden her hope. At the space where my parents had fought and died for something they believed in. Let's do it, I said. Let's build something they'd be proud of. 6 months later. The hearing was packed. Press. Government officials. Survivors of the blast. Families of the dead. All watching as we testified. Not just against criminals, but for a new system. Ms. Kong, the committee chair said, you're proposing something unprecedented. A complete restructuring of how we handle organized crime. I'm proposing we stop treating symptoms and address the disease, I replied. These organizations exist because people have no other options. No legal paths to power. No way to protect their families. You're saying we should sympathize with criminals? I'm saying we should understand them. Then give them better options. I pulled out documents. These are the names of people currently trapped in criminal enterprises who want out. Who would cooperate? Who would help dismantle the system if we protected them? Witness protection isn't enough. They need jobs, education, legitimate paths to the security they were promised by the criminal world. Murmurs through the room. The chair looked skeptical. And you believe this would work? I believe it's better than the alternative, which is generational cycles of crime. Children inheriting their parents' sins. People dying for empires that don't care about them. Personal testimony isn't evidence. Then look at the data. Jaiwan stood. Presented his own documents. These are pilot programs. Rehabilitation initiatives. Success rates from similar programs in Europe and Asia. It works. When people have genuine alternatives, they take them. And who would fund this? We would, I said. Every asset recovered from criminal enterprises. Every account we've helped you trace. It all goes into this. That's billions of dollars. That came from crimes. From suffering. From exploitation. I met the chair's eyes. Use it to heal. To rebuild. To prevent the next generation from needing to make the choices we made. Silence. Then the chair sat back. This committee will take your proposal under advisement. That's all we ask. Outside, Jaiwan took my hand. You were brilliant in there. I was desperate. Same thing, sometimes. We walked through the city. Just another couple in the crowd. No security. No threats. No one trying to kill us. It felt surreal. Do you think they'll approve it? I asked. I think we gave them no choice. The data's too solid. The need too great. He squeezed my hand. And if they don't, we do it ourselves. With what money? With whatever we can raise. Legitimately. The way normal people do. I smiled. We're not normal people. We could be. If we try. Is that what you want? Normal? He stopped. Turned to face me. I want you. Normal. Extraordinary. Anything. Everything. His thumb brushed my cheek. I just want you. For as long as you'll have me. That sounds like a proposal. It's a statement of fact. Not very romantic. I'm not a romantic kind of guy. Liar. I kissed him. Right there. In the middle of the street. You're the most romantic person I know. You just hide it under layers of trauma and control issues. Fair assessment. I have those sometimes. We kept walking. There's something I need to tell you, Jaiwan said. What? Dae-hoon reached out. I stopped. When? Last week. Through encrypted channels. What did he want? To apologize. To explain. To ask for forgiveness. What did you say? Nothing. I haven't responded. He looked at me. I wanted to ask you first. What do you want to do? I thought about it. About my cousin. About betrayal. About the fact that everyone in this story had been trapped by circumstances they didn't choose. I want to hear him out, I said finally. You're sure? No. But I think my mother would want me to try. Would want me to see if redemption is possible. And if it's not? Then we walk away. But at least we gave him a chance. You're too forgiving. I'm too tired to hold grudges. I leaned against him. I just want to move forward. Build something good. Live a life that honors the people we lost. Then that's what we'll do. We met Dehone in a neutral location. Coffee shop. Public. Safe. He looked different. Thinner. Older. Haunted. Thank you for coming, he said. We almost didn't, I replied. I wouldn't have blamed you. He gestured to chairs. Please. Sit. We did. Awkward silence. Then Dehone said, I'm sorry. For everything. For betraying you. For working with Park. For. Why? I interrupted. Why did you do it? He was quiet for a long moment. Because I was scared. Because the Bratva threatened my sister. Because I thought if I helped them, they'd leave my family alone. You have a sister? Had. She died 2 weeks after the estate bombing. Car accident. His voice was hollow. Very tragic. Very convenient. They killed her anyway. They killed her because I failed. Because you survived. Because Park's plan fell apart. He looked at me. I got her killed. For nothing. I'm sorry. Don't be. I made my choices. She paid for them. He pushed an envelope across the table. This is everything I have left. Information on the Bratva's remaining operations. Names. Locations. Weaknesses. Why give this to us? Because I can't undo what I did. But maybe I can prevent more deaths. More people like my sister. Like your parents. His eyes were red. Maybe I can earn back a fraction of the man my father thought I'd be. I looked at the envelope. At this broken man trying to find redemption. What happens to you now? I asked. I disappear. New identity. New life. Somewhere they'll never find me. Or you stay. You testify. You help us dismantle what's left. They'd kill me before the first hearing. We'd protect you. You barely protect yourselves. True. But we're still standing. He almost smiled. You really are like your father. Stubborn. Idealistic. Refusing to see when you're beat. I'm not beat. I'm transforming. Is there a difference? We're about to find out. Dehone looked at Jaiwan. She always like this? Always, Jaiwan confirmed. It's exhausting. It's inspiring. Dehone stood. I'll think about it. The testifying. But I can't promise anything. That's all we ask. He moved toward the door. Stopped. Aria? Yes? Your parents would be proud. Of who you've become. What you're building. I hope so. I know so. Because you're exactly what they fought for. Someone who survived and chose to be better. Not bitter. He left. I sat there, staring at the envelope. Are you okay? Jaiwan asked. I think so. I think I'm learning to let go. Of what? Of hate. Of revenge. Of the need to make everyone pay. I looked at him. My parents didn't die so I could spend my life destroying people. They died so I could build something better. And are we? Building something better? We're trying. That's enough for now. He took my hand. I love you. The word still surprised me. Even after everything. I love you too. Enough to marry me? I blinked. What? Marry me. For real this time. Not for strategy. Not for protection. Just because I want to spend every day for the rest of my life trying to be worthy of you. That's still not very romantic. Aria Kong, you're the most extraordinary person I've ever met. You're brave and brilliant and you make me want to be better. Will you marry me? Better. Still needs work. But, I smiled. Yes. Yes? Yes. I'll marry you. For real this time. He kissed me. Right there in the coffee shop. While people stared and whispered and probably took pictures. And for the first time in years, I didn't care who was watching. I was happy. Simply, completely happy. 3 years later. The foundation was small at first. Just us. An office. A handful of employees. But it grew. People your father documented, the good ones trapped in bad systems, they came. They helped. They built. Within a year, we'd helped 50 people leave criminal organizations safely. Within 2 years, 100. By year 3, we were a recognized entity. Working with governments. With NGOs. With anyone who wanted to break cycles instead of perpetuate them. I stood in our office, looking at photos on the wall. People we'd helped. Lives we'd changed. Families we'd reunited. Impressive, isn't it? Jawin said, coming up behind me. It's something. It's everything. His arms wrapped around me. You did this. We did this. You dreamed it. I just helped build it. That's not true. It's completely true. And I'm not complaining. He kissed my neck. I like building things with you. Just building? Well, other things too. I laughed. Turned in his arms. I have news. Good news? Depends on your perspective. I pulled out a photograph. Ultrasound. His eyes went wide. You're pregnant. Yes. How long? 3 months. I wanted to be sure before I told you. He stared at the image. At the tiny life we'd created. This is, he looked up. Eyes bright with tears. Are you happy? Terrified. But yes. So happy. Me too. He pulled me close. We're having a baby. We're having a baby. What if I'm terrible at it? What if I'm like my grandfather? You're not. You're nothing like him. I cupped his face. You're the man who chose to build instead of destroy. Who chose love over power? Who chose me? Best decision I ever made. I agree. We stood there. In our office. In the life we'd built from ashes. Planning for a future that included more than just us. A future that honored the past by transforming the present. What should we name them? Jawin asked. If it's a girl. Minot. After your grandmother and my mother. And if it's a boy? Ki-hun. After my father. They'd like that. I hope so. 5 months later, Minot was born. Healthy. Beautiful. Perfect. We brought her home to a house with no guards. No threats. No danger. Just love. I stood in a nursery, watching her sleep, and felt my mother's presence. Felt my father's pride. Felt the weight of everything they'd sacrificed finally transform into something pure. She's perfect, Jawin whispered, coming to stand beside me. She's ours. She's our future. I took his hand. Promise me something. Anything. Promise me we'll tell her the truth. About where we came from. What we survived. What we built. I promise. And promise me we'll let her choose. Her own path. Her own life. No predetermined destiny. I promise. And promise me, my voice broke. Promise me we'll be better parents than we had. That's easy. He pulled me close. We're already better. Because we chose each other. We chose this. We chose love. When did you become so wise? When I married a woman who refuses to let me be anything less. Minna stirred. Made a small sound. We both leaned over her crib. Watching. Marveling. At this tiny life. This second chance. This proof that even from the darkest beginnings, something beautiful could grow. I love you, I whispered to her. I love you so much. And I promise, we'll give you the childhood we never had. The safety. The freedom. The choice. Jawan's hand found mine. We'll give her the world your mother dreamed of. And the one your grandmother died for. And the one we built. Together. We stood there. New parents. Former enemies. Current partners in everything. And I realized, this was it. This was what midnight had been leading to. Not death. Not destruction. But this. Life. Love. Hope. The black car that came for me at midnight had led me here. To morning. To light. To everything I never knew I needed. 10 years later, Minna asked about her grandparents. We told her the truth. All of it. About the empire built on blood. About the people who fought to expose it. About the choices we made and the lives we lived. She listened. Absorbed. Understood in the way only children who trust their parents completely can. Were they bad people? She asked. Your grandfather? My great-grandfather? They were complicated people, Jawan said. They did bad things. But they also did good things. They made choices they thought were right at the time. And you? Minna looked at me. Were you a bad person? Sometimes. When I had to be. But you're good now? I'm trying to be. Every day. She thought about this. Then, I want to be good. From the beginning. You are, sweetheart, I said. You already are. But if I have to be bad? To protect people? Like you did? I exchanged looks with Jawan. Then you do what you have to do, he said. And then you work to be better. That's all anyone can do. Will you teach me? How to protect people. How to be strong. We'll teach you everything we know. Good. She smiled. Because I want to help. Like you do. At the foundation. You're 10 years old. Mama was younger when she started learning, right? About survival? She had me there. Fine. But we start with basics. Self-defense. Critical thinking. How to read people. And how to fight. Eventually. And how to build things. Like you and Daddy did? That too. She hugged me. Tight. Fierce. I'm going to make you proud. You already do, baby. Every single day. 20 years after midnight. I stood in the garden where my parents had hidden their secrets. The cherry tree was older now. Gnarled. But still blooming. Jawan stood beside me. Gray in his hair now. Lines around his eyes. We were older. Slower. But still standing. Still together. Do you regret it? I asked. Anything? Every day, he said honestly. And not at all. That doesn't make sense. Neither do we. But we work anyway. I smiled. We really do. The foundation's bigger than we ever imagined. 10 countries now. Thousands of people helped. All because you opened a door at midnight. All because you gave me a choice. Best choice I ever made. Offering you that choice. Best choice I ever made. Taking it. We stood there. In the garden where it all began. Where my mother had hidden hope. Where my father had buried truth. Where I'd found the strength to transform everything. Minna is good at this, Jaiwan said. Better than we were. She's our daughter. Of course she is. She wants to expand the foundation. Global reach. Political influence. Let her. It's her turn now. You're ready to step back? I'm ready to trust. That we raised her right. That she'll build something even better than we did. You're sure? I'm sure of her. I'm sure of us. I'm sure that we did what we were supposed to do. Which was survive, build, love, transform. Not bad for a kidnapping victim and her captor. I laughed. Worst meet cute ever. Best love story ever. Debatable. Not to me. He kissed me. Soft. Gentle. 20 years of love in a single touch. When he pulled back, his eyes were bright. Thank you, he whispered. For what? For opening the door. For saying yes. For staying. For building this life with me. Thank you for knocking. Even though it was midnight? Especially because it was midnight. Because darkness led to light. Because the worst moment of my life became the beginning of the best parts. We stood there. In our garden. Under our tree. While somewhere, our daughter continued our work. While somewhere, people we'd helped lived free lives. While somewhere, the cycles we'd broken stayed broken. And I thought about my parents. About what they'd sacrificed. About whether this, all of this, was what they'd wanted. I decided it was. Not because it was perfect. But because it was real. And sometimes, real is better than perfect. Sometimes, survival is better than victory. Sometimes, building is better than destroying. And always, love is worth the risk. Thank you for staying with Aria and Jaiwan through their entire journey. From midnight to morning, from danger to love, from survival to building something beautiful, you were here for all of it. If this story moved you, if it kept you up at night, if you're sitting here wishing there was more, then you need to subscribe to the Korean Dawn. Because this is what we do. Dark romances. Mafia intrigue. Love stories that start in darkness and end in light. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. And join us for the next story that'll grip your heart and refuse to let go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying. Thank you for believing that even from the darkest midnights, beautiful mornings can come. Until next time, stay strong, stay brave, and remember, sometimes the best things in life start with a knock on your door at the worst possible moment. This is the Korean Dawn.